This year's annual Barbie Bungee took place on October 23rd between the 60s and 180s building. The Accolade spoke to the AP Statistics teacher and students to get a reaction about this activity.
We used Barbie Bungee. It's an activity that a lot of stats teachers use. One of my friends had come up with it many years ago. So it's just kind of the catchphrase to do Barbie Bungee. But some students brought action figures and other things. It was a lot of fun though because the Barbie movie came out recently. So we did have a little extra fun with the Barbies this year as opposed to previous years. Linear regression is not the most exciting topic to teach or to learn. So we tried to spice it up, and the Barbie Bungee is an engaging way that the students can have a little bit of fun while learning an important but maybe not the most exciting topic of stats.
I really enjoyed the Barbie movie, and I think that Miss Morita chose this because it was like a refreshing theme and it sort of relates to what we were doing in statistics at the time, and it was released this summer.
We started last week. The students collected data using different number of rubber bands. Then they created a linear regression model and used their model to extrapolate, which is usually not a good thing. And then they tried to estimate how many rubber bands they should attach to Barbie to bungee off of our 180s building. Some Barbies made it, some Barbies didn't. That's the danger of extrapolation.
So the Barbie Bungee experiment was a lot of fun just because we were able to choose our own Barbie and kind of work out what equations that we needed to use just based off what we had learned within the class. And so after we had chosen our Barbie, we proceeded to do a few experiments using a meter stick rather than just like dropping it off the building immediately, so that we could test out how many rubber bands we would actually need to drop the Barbie off of the building without their head touching the ground.
So my group first started off by using 7 rubber bands, and we measured how low her head went using like a ruler or like a yardstick. And then after that, to measure the height of the stairs in the quad, we had to calculate using like an LSRL, which is like the least squares regression line, and then we predicted how many rubber bands we would need for the Barbie to fall but not touch her head on the ground.
And also we found residuals, which is how much off we are from the actual LSRL line. And what I learned is that we were completely off because our data was not good enough.
A few days later, after we were able to calculate how many rubber bands we would need to drop the Barbie off of the building without their head touching the ground, we did the actual Barbie Bungee day, and that was a lot of fun because like we were able to see a whole bunch of people who were very successful, some were not. At the end, whoever was able to get the lowest was able to win.
Who won was Venice, Katie, and Lena from my period, and their ideal amount of rubber bands were, I think, 36 rubber bands. And unfortunately, the amount of rubber bands I used was 43, so I was just a little bit over.
Despite varying outcomes, no extra points were awarded for the first place, as the purpose of this activity was to have fun while learning a difficult topic.